Hi guys, I have a very important story to tell. Okay, so it's about this story about this guy named Napri Akalsi who saw my tutoring ad on Kijiji, and then he sends me this number saying, "Oh hi, I'm looking for a tutor for my daughter. I'm willing to pay you for $40 an hour for 4 weeks." And I'm like, okay, sure. And then I send my email. I send this guy an email, and then all of a sudden he tells me, okay, so please provide your information, your date of birth, your gender, your address, your current occupation. And so I did that, and then all of a sudden, all of a sudden, after I calculate my total payment, this guy emails me and says, my account made a mistake, and he sent the payment that I intended for the orphanage to you by accident with tutoring fees. So if you get that check, please send the remaining funds to the orphanage. And I'm like, sure. I almost fell for it, but so until I went on the internet and decided to educate myself more about scams, I heard about the overpayment scam. If you guys don't know what that is, it's when someone sends you a check for more than the amount that you agreed on, right? So let's say you're selling a Mac laptop for about $1,000, right? And then someone writes you a check for 10,000, and they tell you, oh, the remaining funds is to help my sick parents. The remaining funds is to help pay the cost of shipping, blah blah blah. So if you guys ever come across a situation, it is a scam. It is a freaking scam, and you don't want to be fooled. And I almost got fooled by that, but thank goodness that I educated myself, and I nicely told this guy, I'm very cautious. I'm very cautious because I don't want to get scammed. And then this guy emails me back and says, "Oh, I would never do that. I'm a good churchman, or blah blah blah." And yeah, it took forever for the payment to arrive. So yesterday I went to go pick it up at the UPS location. I cashed it yesterday as well. Well, I deposited it yesterday, and this bank teller looks at the check, and she says, "There's something wrong with the check. It's very irregular. You won't be able to have access to your fundings until 18th." And I'm like, okay. And I questioned the validity of the check, but I questioned it. I questioned it more after the teller told me that it was irregular. I go to David's Tea to have some tea, and then I decide to go back to the bank, and I asked the teller, "Is this check a fraud? Is there anything suspicious about this check?" And then she replies, yes. She tells me that the check was for the check was for $4,950. I was so goddamn mad at the guy, and I notified the guy, and I was like, sorry, that the check might be fraud. And then this guy texts me back and says, "Oh, it's 100% legit. What do you mean by fraud?" And blah blah blah. And I didn't trust this guy at all. I just didn't. So after I went home, I called the TD Bank and told them the situation. And I told them what happened, and they asked me a few security questions, and apparently they told me that the office that verifies the checks was closed, and they were open at 7 in the morning. So this morning I wake up early, I called TD Bank again, and finally I was able to to reach the office that verifies checks. And apparently the lady that picked up the phone said that the check was altered and it was counterfeit. And so I told I told the Nakri, I told him, you sent me a counterfeit check, you bastard, and I told him to fuck off in the text, in the voicemail, and he stopped responding to me after that. I'm like, what a coward. But you know, if you ever get a check like this, get the bank to verify it. Don't make the mistake I did, because I deposited a counterfeit check and it wasn't intended. But thank God, my suspicions were correct. Thank God I was smart enough to suspect that it could be fraud. But if you ever get a check like this, and you notice that it's altered, and in some way, or it's counterfeit, please have the bank verify it. You should notify the authorities if you ever receive a counterfeit check, or a stolen check, or a forged check. If you ever accidentally deposited those bogus checks, please notify your bank. Please notify them immediately. So, yeah. The reason why I'm saying this is because you don't want to lose your money, don't you? Right? Let's say you receive a $5,000 check for a wallet that you're trying to sell for $600, right? And then they tell you, oh, the remaining is to help the homeless children in Nigeria and stuff like that. Like it sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Right? So you should not risk ever losing your money. Like never do that. Whatever checks you deposit into your account is your responsibility. And if the check ever turns out to be fake, you're responsible for the losses. So please be diligent. Please be cautious, and don't be naive. And I hope I've informed you guys, and I hope you guys have a good day.